Hey everybody. I was inspired today to make a video. I was watching Hell's Kitchen and the competition was really tight. And there was this 25-year-old chef he was a rookie, first time on Hell's Kitchen, and I think they were on about episode 7. And he had a major fail in the kitchen, and got really criticized, and it was a major hit to his self-esteem. And he took it so hard that evening's challenge, he literally bowed out and opted out of the competition instead of sticking with it, even though he had beat some pros already, because his post-traumatic stress disorder was triggered from the negative experience of failure. I was shedding tears because I thought about so many times in my life when I would sabotage myself because of a trauma trigger. And the trauma trigger would pass, but the opportunity was blown because I wouldn't be able to cope. I had no way of seeing that was just a trigger and that I would have been able to go on and be successful from that point. So, I was thinking about it and I'm like, there's so many people out here sabotaging themselves unknowingly, really. We're just reacting. We're just kind of being tossed to and fro from life, not understanding the depth and the magnitude of how post-traumatic stress disorder is affecting our lives and keeping us from success. I'll be honest, I've had numerous positions, where I was close to reaching 6-figure salaries, and I would feel intimidated by someone, even though I'd earned, my position, worked up to, pretty high executive management positions. And I would get specifically triggered and I would literally resign. It's very weird. Relationships, that's another story. You destroy relationships with family, friends, marriages, or potential marriage partners. You can sabotage because you're triggered and you don't know how to cope. That's the life of someone suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. It's horrible. So I've, been working really hard to heal my own issues because I had multi-layers of trauma from many different years, and they all affected my self-esteem from childhood forward, just years of trauma. And kind of going through life on autopilot so that I could run from it, because I had no way of saying, hey, there's something wrong with me and I don't know how to fix it. Even going to a therapist, I couldn't describe what was happening to me, because I was a highly intelligent, empathic person and had so many natural abilities. Kind of just born for success in a way, because I literally had to fight success off of my life. Kind of like a weirdo, I guess, because success does seek me out. I get opportunity after opportunity. No matter how much I fail, something awesome happens to me. So life wants to give me good things, you know. It's just, how do I receive them? With that self-sabotaging behavior and the struggle of coping with everyday stresses that, you know, the average person would have to deal with, and they might be just fine in it. But people like us, you know, we overreact and we tailspin and we spin out and we do damage. And then we find ourselves isolated and, oh my gosh, what did I do? You know, or we're self-medicating like me, you know. When I would get in that situation, I would just be so inclined to drink because, you know, my nervous system is shooting adrenaline off. I'm having looping thoughts, looping patterns, just, you know, nothing is stable, and I come apart and I don't even know why. I didn't know triggers were sending me into, my nervous system was just spastic and sending me into this downward spiral that would last for days. So now understanding how post-traumatic stress disorder works is, you know, one of the biggest things that helps to sabotage us. I didn't know what was happening to me. I would feel totally normal going along, you know, and then all of a sudden I would get this weird trigger and go into a tailspin, and then having these looping thoughts, negative thoughts, and I would start to feel really detached from people, from the world, become disassociated and panicky, fearful, and just feeling like I couldn't fit in, you know, because I couldn't hold my temper. That was another thing. Being extremely defensive when a trigger hits, just completely overreacting. Like, oh, that trauma is trying to take my life again, when really it's a, you know, just a supervisor going, hey, I don't like the way you did that. Well, I'm meant to be my own boss anyway, so everything works for good, but you know, you get what I'm saying. If you get what I'm saying, you know. The average person might not understand this, but severe trauma victims can relate. So I'm smiling, yes. I'm laughing because I've done it so many times. It's comical now, you know.